Hello, and welcome to North Shore Community College Now. I am your host, Donna Richmond, Vice President for Student and Enrollment Services at North Shore Community College. This is the premiere of what we hope will be a regular program which will connect you, the communities that make up North Shore Community College's diverse population. Each program will share with you a real opportunity to experience some aspect of what is happening in our corner of higher education. In today's program, I invite you to join me as we look at North Shore Community College's new Health Professions and Student Services building. This new building is projected to be the first net zero building for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Here today to talk about the project are the architect Peter Fortunis, Senior Associate at DeMille Schaefer, the firm overseeing construction of the new building, and North Shore Community College President Dr. Wayne Burton, the 100th president to sign the American Colleges and Universities President's Climate Commitment, a commitment to reduce the college's carbon footprint and to be a leader on green initiatives. Welcome to you both. President Burton, why does North Shore Community College need a new building?
North Shore Community College has never had the space to accommodate the demands that we've had in the history of the school, really. When we opened the campus in Lynn, which is our second campus, it was too small for the audience that was already there. This has become particularly acute the last few years because our enrollment has really soared. And in addition to that, we have programs on the Essex Aggie campus that have to get off, about 350 students, because we have to make way for the new high school. So we've never had adequate facilities for the demand we have, and we now enroll upwards of 17,000 students in credit and non-credit programs.
Yes. So I also mentioned that you signed the President's commitment on the climate commitment.
I did.
Tell me why you did that. Sorry.
I think that the college should be an agent of social change. That's one of the overall themes of the college. And if we are to espouse new technologies, if we are to espouse the sustainability, for example, we need to be role models for that theme. And the way to do that, of course, is to reduce our own carbon footprint. We can't really expect the rest of society to follow if the large institutions aren't doing it. So I felt that when the presidents decided to do this, as institutions, over 400 I now signed on, that it was very important for us to do that and shoot for a very high goal, which isn't going to be easy, but I think it's the only way we can both espouse high values but also practice them ourselves.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful commitment. Now, for you, Peter, my question is, and I know probably people in our audience are asking, what is a net zero building?
Well, Donna, a net zero building quite simply is a building that over the course of the year produces as much energy from a renewable source as it uses. And that's typically what you would call a zero net building. And for this particular project, we're looking at a large PV array system to generate that renewable energy and make up the difference between what we use during the course of the year.
Wonderful.
PV array.
Solar panels and
photovoltaics,
yes.
Great.
Yes.
Now, what about LEED? What does that mean?
Well, LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, and it's a program that came out about 10 years ago through the USGBC, United States Green Building Council, and there are 6 categories: site, water efficiency, energy. There's also a indoor environmental and design category, an innovation category. So, and the last category is materials. And what you try to do is come up with strategies that allow you to implement some of the design strategies for a sustainable project. And they measure the performance through points. So you try to gain as many points as possible through that rating system.
Great. Now, your company was responsible for the construction of the Frederick Berry building at the Danvers campus. Now, with respect to the new building, are there any new challenges that you're facing?
One of the key challenges that we faced was that our profession, we like to look at precedent buildings that have been built in the past. we just didn't have a precedent for this particular project. There aren't that many projects that are going forward and trying to achieve this, more so now. And that was the difficulty. We needed to develop a new metric to measure how we were going to design the building and whether we were succeeding in creating a highly efficient building.
And I think what's really nice about working with Demilla Schaefer and Pachita particularly is we had a vision for the college that would welcoming students. That's one of our goals. And I know they designed it such that when you see it, it really does invite you in. And that was one of the things we had hoped for. I might want to add, Donna, just one more thing on the President's commitment.
Yes.
It's not just an empty goal. We have to file reports annually on the extent to which we're meeting that goal. We have to have plans in place. And especially because we have commuter schools, which is our responsibility, we have to really strive for the highest type of technology. And that's why the Zero Net building, which is the first in the state, was so important for us, because it helps me meet the goal that I promised to when I signed that document.
Yes. And President Burton, I certainly recognize that you're a man of vision. So far, is this new building, the plan for it, meeting your vision?
It is, and it's interesting to have a vision and then sit in the parking lot and see the building actually going up and say, my goodness, that's happening because of all of the spirit and the vision that we've put into it. It's not just me. Vision is a little overworked in our society these days. But having that kind of idea, which translate values into buildings, for example, was very important. And I believe it is. And I think Governor Patrick, for example, believed the same. And he's the one who picks the projects. And he decided that was where he wanted to support also.
Peter, I found a quote on Demilla Schaefer's website that I'd like to read to you.
Mm-hmm.
Demilla Schaefer's passion for sustainability springs from our core values of design, integrity, and respect for the environment. Our commitment to sustainable design focuses on ensuring that our buildings are conceived and constructed using technologies and materials that serve our clients well, both on the first day of occupancy and well into the future. This new building, how does that fit into Demilla Schaefer's vision and commitment?
In terms of sustainability, I think this is the first in the state, the first certainly project that we've done that tries to achieve a zero net status. And through the years, we have been leaders in this field. We also were involved in Cape Cod Community College, which was the first gold-rated building, a very high rating for the LEED rating system that we talked about. And we have in our firm mentor programs that involve groups that get together every month and talk about sustainability, help our force become registered, because to become a good steward in sustainability, there's an exam that you have to go and take through the U.S. Green Building Council. So we have many mentoring programs. We like to educate our clients as well wherever opportunity presents itself. But when you have a community college and a Wayne Burton as president, we do very little of the heavy lifting. The clients generally come to us and say, this is our vision. So as architects, we try to listen to that vision and make some order out of the chaos that we hear from the different parties. So
I didn't think I gave you.
well, not you particularly.
The hard
but,
part, quite honestly, is fitting a physical package to the dream within budget. And that's what Demilla Schaefer does.
Yes.
Does very well. By the way, it's done on a competitive basis too. They compete for these jobs. It's not a sole source sort of thing. And Demilla Schaefer always comes out so well on that, because they have a belief that they follow, and they have a vision for their firm. In fact, I think our building, the Berry building, was featured in a magazine as an award-winning building because of it predated the sustainability movement, but the front of the building is all glass, so it takes full advantage of passive heat and other systems. So, by the way, I have to mention my pride and joy in the new building is the
Yes.
green roof.
Oh, yes.
That drove them crazy, but I really wanted that. I think having the building insulated by an actual garden, especially since we have a floriculture program, is really going to be nice. And because when you have all of that that building material, having the green coming out, I thought was important. Now it had disrupted things a bit, and I had to design it. So whenever I see that building, and when I'm in my dotage sometime and I drive by and I see green up there on the roof, I'll know that was a touch that I added, and I'm very proud of that. Just hope it works, Peter.
Among many other touches.
Now, will this be a vegetable garden on top of the roof? Or?
It's going to have mostly sedum, and the hope is that
what?
Sedum, low maintenance vegetation. Let's put it that way. And as Wayne is pointing out, we're hoping that there's a synergy between the Essex Aggie program and the new building. So they're going to have access to test the sedum and plant that and interact with the program.
I think what's really nice is it's a lounge area, right?
There is. It's off the.
So it's going to feel very relaxing.
Yes.
It fits right in with the architecture. And of course, I haven't told anybody yet, but I'm going to bring my chickens in.
Okay.
My free-range hens will run loose on the roof to give it a full feel of an agricultural college.
There's the chicken.
I'm kidding.
Right. Well, that is certainly something to look forward to. We're going to take a short break right now, and we'll be right back after this.
Great.
My favorite thing about North Shore Community College is that it changed my life. Before I came to North Shore Community College, I did not have any higher education. I didn't have any credentials. And because of North Shore Community College, I was able to get a bachelor's degree at Tufts University and a master's degree at UMass Boston.
My favorite thing about North Shore Community College is the help that they have to offer the students. They have a lot of tutoring that if you need help with any subject, they are willing to help you.
Unity and cooperation of the teachers and students.
Just the diversity of the school as a whole, and all the programs that are offered to us.
Nice sense of community and all the help that I've received here.
I like the friendly people. The classes are small. People help you when you're lost, So a lot of friendly people.
Personally, I came here to start my career. I'm paying for college myself.
It's a very diverse amount of people. Everybody's from different age groups, different backgrounds. I just find it really interesting.
I love the people, very friendly. The staff is very helpful, and the students are always smiling because the staff helps them a lot.
I would say the professors. They understand the kind of student that they're teaching for, the working student. And I had a better experience at this school than I did at my bachelor degree program in Cambridge. I love this school, and I tell everybody it's an amazing school.
I like the students. They're enthusiastic. They're ready to learn. They make the classes fun to teach.
It's convenient. It's reasonable. The class schedule, they're very flexible. The tutoring center is the best, and the teachers are very well equipped to help the students at all times.
I like the people that are here.
And if you show willingness and if you are ambitious, you want to become somebody in the future, this is a place that you can come to begin. I would tell any student who is willing and wanting to, improve their life, this is the best place to start.
Welcome back to Nscc Now. I'm joined by my guest, architect with DeMille Schaefer, the firm who is overseeing the building, our new building in Danvers, Peter Fortunis, and North Shore Community College President, Dr. Wayne Burton. Again, thank you for being here with us. In the earlier segment, we spoke a little about sustainability, and you'd mentioned reducing the carbon footprint. So what are the challenges, both of you really, what are the challenges for reducing the carbon footprint of the college and achieving sustainability?
I think that what I learned is how much we're actually responsible for. Because you have to actually do an inventory of your carbon imprint. And all of a sudden there are things like the cars we drive to work, we commute in, that we have to account for. And that's one of the main problems if you're a commuter school, is what do we do with the 400 and 500 cars that arrive on campus? And it led to a discussion with the public transportation people. Why can't we get better public transportation, especially to Danvers, where everyone pretty much has to drive? The second one, of course, is the cost, and that is that some of the technology to be sustainability is more expensive. And we have to make some decisions and maintain that it's sometimes difficult in the face of expedient methods to maintain the vision in front of us that we are going to stick with sustainability, even though at times it has to change the budget somehow. I think that's the dilemma Peter faces sometimes.
Yes, with limited public funds, it's a challenge to construct the building with the program that is needed. And then when you also have a high vision, which this project has, balancing the two often is the challenge. And I think also the state, not too long ago, has an executive order, 484, which all colleges and state campuses have to deal with, which has capped the carbon footprint of the various campuses. So at North Shore, their challenge on the Danvers campus was they had just built a new building when they were capping those footprint numbers. So their challenge to us was we can't have any building that produces additional energy. So that's where their vision was. We need a zero net building. That's the only way we're going to meet these Executive 484 challenges that have been down by the state.
So specifically, what are some things that are involved in reducing a carbon footprint for an institution of higher education?
I think from the building point of view, we first look to conserve and reduce energy and make the building very efficient. And through those measures, this particular building reduces energy from a typical building of the same size by about 60%. So before we even get to the point where we're going to use renewable energy sources, we have to really reduce the energy consumption of the building.
I think from an occupant viewpoint, we certainly have to change our culture from one of use and exploitation to one of sustainability. And part of that has been to develop green curriculum, for example, and to get our students interested in this. So everybody is recycling, for example. And we've had students, I knew we had made headway when the students criticized me for not having enough recycling bins. That's good.
Yes.
And we recycle paper, and the company that serves disabled people picks up the paper, and they make money from that transaction. I think all of us thinking sustainability is what makes the whole project work, but the building itself becomes a symbol for what we're doing, a constant reminder that the future of the world depends on everyone using less fossil fuel energy than we do now, and that's the whole point of this exercise.
Yes. So how have you changed the culture at North Shore Community College? What are some steps that have been taken to change the culture and help people, like you say, develop a mindset and appreciation for sustainability?
Well, you're asking me to disclose the secrets of being a president. The idea is you find allies and advocates, and then you turn them loose, like Diana Carey, who's the head of the Public Policy Institute, forming up with 2 faculty members who are very interested in this, and they started meeting, and pretty soon there's a much larger group, and pretty soon they've actually designed the curriculum. They just did it on their own because they felt it was important. But it's important for me to try to support them, help them in any way I could, and that really is, it's organic. It's just the way the environment is out of the organization. If I direct people to do something, it's not likely to happen. However, if I find people who are allies in the cause and then nurture that, that's what works at a college and in many organizations.
Wonderful. Now, Peter, I've had the opportunity to work with you and talk about the new building, and it excites me that you're so excited about this new building. Can you specifically address some of the interesting aspects of this new building that once it opens, people will be able to see, enjoy, and will know that it's a net zero building and, part of our sustainability efforts?
I think we've touched upon some of them. The green roof, which we spoke about in the earlier segment, that will be a very prominent component of the building, which people will have access and enjoy throughout the building. The other very visual element is the solar panels that are going to be up on the roof. There's a very prominent truss that as you approach the building from the south parking area, you can't miss. And we're going to have also carport canopies that will also collect solar power and have PV. So as you approach the building, you're going to be walking under these canopies that are producing energy for the building. So it's going to be right there for you to see and understand that this building is different. This building is acting more responsible on campus and hopefully in other campuses.
Well, beyond that, I do hope, and I've talked to Peter Schaefer about this, we have a kiosk where it becomes a laboratory for people to learn about sustainable buildings. And so you can come in, bring a class in, you can see the meters showing the savings in electricity from the photovoltaic, from the geothermal system that we're putting in, even from the canopied windows. I think that's
right.
A very interesting feature.
There's a lot of features.
Do I have them, Peter?
I don't know if I have all the time, but
go ahead.
Yes, please.
I think they're fascinating.
We're going to, as Wayne is saying, have a real-time kiosk that will be located in the main entry of the building, and it will feed all the information from the rooftop PVs and tell us how much we're generating at any given day or hour. We are also going to look at how much water we're saving, because we're going to have some gray water systems. We're going to collect all the water from the roof and recycle that into the building. So that will be monitored. We will be able to monitor each space and if it's occupied or not occupied, how much energy that space is using. And hopefully these are programs that Wayne talked about earlier that will be part of the curriculum. They'll become programs that will develop over time when the building opens.
I think this just the geothermal system where we take advantage of nature's. I mean, what it is that we use the ambient temperature of the earth to cool our buildings when it's hot and heat our buildings when it's cold. And it's a remarkable idea when you think about it. We don't fire up any burners. We don't do any of that. Yes. We just pass the liquid down in the ground in a, 16-foot well, and it comes back up again and goes through.
Yeah, they're about 500-foot wells. We're going to have about 50 500-foot wells.
Are you disagreeing with me, Peter?
Just a little bit. Just a few, 10.
A couple hundred feet a mile.
10. This is not a new system, but a system that's been used all through the country to generate the water exchange system for heating and cooling the building. So we are going to have a system that produces all the heating and cooling.
Our main challenge is trying to figure out how much to charge the town of Danvers for the electricity we're producing and selling to them. See, we're now in the power business, and I haven't worked. Wayne Marquis is very nervous about what we're going to charge them. We actually get 2 meters, the way I understand it, to measure what's coming in and measure what's going out.
Yes.
So I intend to tuck it to the town of Danvers. Is this going on?
Well, this sounds really exciting, and I know the whole college community and the North Shore is excited about the opening of the new building. But that brings me to my final question about Lynn. I know that Lynn has solar panels now, but what's your vision for the Lynn campus now that the Danvers campus is soon to be completed?
About 5 years ago, I had a meeting with Laura Bush, then the First Lady of the United States, and she was talking about America's community colleges, an urban setting as a beacon of hope and opportunity. And that's exactly what we hope to build in Lynn. The one building we have now has served us since the mid-'80s, but it definitely does not serve the demand for the people in Lynn, and some programs aren't there. My hope is to make that campus the centerpiece of a transformation for the city of Lynn. A city that doesn't really have a performing arts center, I want to have a performing arts center on campus. That doesn't have allied health programs in Lynn, I want to put allied health programs in Lynn. That doesn't have a corporate training center, I want to put that in Lynn as well. So initially the master plan would call for an additional classroom building, a performing arts center, and the rehabilitation of the current building. And then we will truly be a beacon of hope for everyone in the city of Lynn. And I think that's what I hope will happen.
Well said. That sounds like a wonderful vision. And I want to thank both of you for being our guest today on NSCC Now. We've certainly learned a lot about the new building that's being built at the Danvers campus, and we're excited about that, and I'm excited to hear about your vision for the Lynn campus. So thank you, Peter Fortunis and Dr. Wayne Burton, for being the guest on the show. We are looking forward to you joining us next time on NSCC Now for other exciting things happening at North Shore Community College. Thank you.
Thank you. This is one small step for the college, but one giant step for education in this region. Thank you very much, everybody, and the students.